Well, I'm delighted to be joined on the set with Dale, obviously, and with Christine Bryden. Christine, welcome.
Thank you.
Lovely to have you here. Now, Dale, before we move on, it was a really interesting film and a really interesting work that the Alzheimer's Society of Canada is doing. I was particularly struck by the use of music there.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a theme since the beginning of the conference. Some of it we planned, some of it just naturally fell into place. That music does play quite a role, and quite a lot of study is going on about the effects. I've had on my radio program people call. We talked about this the other day in advance of the conference, and somebody called up and said, you know, I heard you say that the other day, Goldhawk, and I went back and I played some old-time dance music for my husband who's suffering from Alzheimer's, and he started singing along with the music. She was absolutely flabbergasted that curtain kind of pulled aside a little, because he was at the stage with the disease where he was unable to talk, and yet he was singing along because it brought back that memory. Isn't that incredible?
Oh, I believe it though. Right.
Oh yeah, I do too. Well, I do too.
Christine, your presentation this morning, absolutely powerful. When you're talking about the need for people who are working in this whole area to actually listen to people who are living with dementia.
I think we all have a story to tell. I think unless you see the human face of dementia, you get a stereotype. You know, someone who's shut away in a nursing home, who's unable to communicate, and somehow that sets them apart from us, and we don't really relate to that. And I think it's very important to see the journey. There's a journey from diagnosis to death, and I'm a person still able to talk, communicate, listen to music, sing along, and I'll still be able to do that all the way along the journey, and I think that's important to know.
I thought it's also interesting you made the point in the context of the elections that are taking place in Canada, that it's actually people's stories that actually move politicians to action.
I've seen it happen in Australia, where I live. I've seen it happen in Japan. You can have all the economic analysis you like, and that's very important because it's a very costly disease. But it's people that matter to politicians and to all of us. We're human beings are created to be in relationship, to actually relate to each other. That's what matters to us all. Politicians know that. So they know that caregivers really are concerned. People with dementia care. And it's our voices that are really important for the media too.
It's also important, isn't it, to have a conference like this that brings folks literally from all around the world to share experiences?
Very much so. I've just been talking to someone from Taiwan, Japan, India. There's people all around the world looking at different ways of caring, because not all countries, every culture is different in the way they care for each other. And we all address the same problem about more than 70-odd diseases, if not more, all resulting in dementia, and that creates difficulties for us as people with dementia, for our families and for society.
So Dale, it is important, isn't it? We've got people from all kinds of countries, all sorts of different areas of research and work.
Well, we're demonstrating the fact that, and Mark Wortman gave us the latest figure right today, as of this year, 37 million people in the world that we know of suffering from Alzheimer's disease and related dementias. The case is there. We have wonderful people like Christine who can deliver that message. We do what we can. We've got the facts and figures. We've got the compelling case. The argument is made. Some countries in the world are moving along with Alzheimer's strategies and helping. Certainly Australia is. Other countries as well. The U.S. has just passed some new legislation that will lead to an Alzheimer's strategy. Here, during the conference, the government fell. So now we're in campaign mode, and this is a perfect opportunity for everybody to either talk directly to that MP candidate or somehow get your message through to the government that these things need to be done. And governments, political parties are very open to suggestion at this time, and get them to write it down, and then if they win, you get yourself a policy.
Well, Dale and Christine, thank you ever so much indeed for joining us today. Really appreciate you taking the time. Thank you both.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks.